Hello, everybody. Welcome to this sunny Friday. It's in March, and we are still going through the COVID crisis. So we have some tips and tricks for you today and some messages for marketing for self. My name's Kelly Baltzell. I'm the CEO and founder of Beyond Indigo, and we're here to help you all get through this crisis one step at a time. So let us start. We're typically with this news channel, we're going to start with news first. And news being what's out there in the marketing world that you need to know about. Google is trying to adapt and change. Facebook's trying to adapt and change. They too have workers they've sent home. They're trying to figure out how to manage their businesses. They're finding out how we're trying to make differences on the internet and what we're trying to do. So one of the important places that you need to watch is Google My Business. So for people who don't have Google My Business, you go to google.com/business if you haven't set one up. But let's say you have. You're going to sign in and you're going to see a place to list your hours. Now, Google has started a new feature, of course, because some businesses can't be open. Some businesses are open. Some businesses are sort of open. So Google's trying to get this information out to people so that when people are trying to figure out, well, is my veterinary hospital open? They're going to look on Google. So Google has started with close underneath the close the business section. You'll see it on the right. There's a green arrow with a big red circle through it. We're recommending, and what we're finding out here working with our clients at Beyond Indigo is not to push the mark as temporary close button. Hands off. Leave that section alone because it's reducing some visibility. So Google doesn't really have a place to say, hey, you can't come into our lobby, but we're still open for business section. So we've kind of done a modification. The modification is underneath holiday hours, where you see the green arrow. Please mark that you're open, and then you can put a post up at least once a week about it. And also there's a new COVID button, and we can show that slide here next, where you can put updates as well about, people can use telehealth, they can text you, they can email you, they can do curbside care. So there's a COVID-19 update section now in Google My Business. So kind of watch it, but we're suggesting, and of course you can all make your own choices based on your own business needs, not to choose temporarily closed because people might think you have no services to offer right now, but to instead change the holiday hours and give post updates other ways, like Google Posts, COVID updates, that sort of thing. We're recommending that you check this at least minimum once a week. You can also put pictures up in your Google My Business of how you guys are doing business now, kind of like what's behind the curtain, how are you guys working. People really like photos, and that's another way to gain your visibility. So the tip today is watch what Google's doing with this temporary business closing. If you have pushed the button temporarily, you can unpush the button and go change the hours. Again, it's really important to get communication out there, which again brings me to the next section of our little news broadcast here. And that is the tip for the day. So what we are telling clients is the phone. So my cute little story is, most of you probably recognize this piece of equipment that hangs on our wall. It's a phone jack. And it's old school. Well, my daughter the other day came up to me and said, Mom, I got to show you something. I'm like, okay, what? And she pointed to the wall. What's this? I'm like, what do you mean, what's this? She goes, what's this hole on the wall? What does it do? I'm like, it's a phone jack. And she goes, well, what's a phone jack? I don't know what a phone jack is, Mom. How do I plug my smartphone into a phone jack? And I'm like, you don't. It's for old school phones, the ones with cords. The cords went into the wall. And she went, oh, well, those old school phones, be it with a cord, not a cord, or our smart devices, are the essential tool for the tip of the day. And that is, if you have some time or you even have staff that you have sent home, is to start reaching out to your clients via the phone And our tip is to start with the chronic cases first, the ones that you see a lot. Most people are going to be worried. They're going to be worried about how does Fluffy get care if you're not open. And it's an informational call, mostly, and a touch hi, I care as a person call. But what you do is just say, hey, this is how you get a hold of us, be whatever your protocol is, call, email, text, telehealth. Give people the steps, listen to them, ask them how Fluffy is doing, check in with them and say, do you have more than a month worth of medication? 2 weeks, how much? Have you counted? How's your food situation? That phone call will go a long way towards your rebound on the other end of this crisis. People will remember that you cared, that you called, and that you touched base with them. We're all trying to make this work. And together, as a community, we're stronger than individuals. Especially if you have people who are elderly or high risk group. They would love to have a phone call because I bet they're worried about what happens to Fluffy if they get sick. So reach out, use the phone. That's the tip of the day. So moving into our market to self conversation, gosh, some people are 3 to 4 weeks into this. Others are 2 weeks into this. We get kind of exhausted and we need to watch our thoughts. So earlier this week, I said, write down what are you thinking to yourself? What are the messages you are to yourself? Because we market probably more to ourselves than we do to any other person on the planet. So my question to you today is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? We can't maintain fear in a crisis situation forever, or our bodies start to break down, and then we're no good to anybody. You need to start thinking about a marathon, not a sprint. How do you take care of you during this time? And that includes self-talk messages. Each one of us has the power to change the world around us. I don't mean like get rid of the virus, but change how people respond, how they act. You get to control your thoughts. So what if you chose not to be afraid today? What would you do differently in how you approach the day? So one of my tips is, as you're thinking about that, for example, one of my tips that I think about is I go to nextdoor.com for my neighborhood, and I posted a message. I just simply put on Nextdoor, I'm grateful for, and I put ... And then I wrote some things I was grateful for as a person. Then I asked other people to share. My neighborhood on Nextdoor blew up. They loved it. It started making them think about the positive and what they're grateful for today versus always swimming in the deep end of the negative swimming pool. So another tip I have today, and one of these choices can be for you, is to get out into the sun. The sun has a very healing quality. The earth is very healing. It is healing itself during this time. Like I heard, dolphins are back in the Venice canals. They haven't been there in forever because nobody's using the canals. The water's getting clear. The animal life is coming back. So we pretty much in all lockdown areas, there's some that you can't go out of your house, and that's unfortunate, but you can still sit in a window and get the sun. But people who still have mobility outside, go outside. It's very healing. And get some sun on your face today, on your back. And just enjoy for the moment. You can do that a couple of different times. So that's the marketing message to self. Think again today, mentally inside of me, what do I want my environment to look like? How do I want to control that? Do I want to shine sun out of me? Or I want to be a generator of fear? So take care of you this weekend. Remember, call your parents, call your family, call your close friends and loved ones, see their faces. Do a FaceTime call, Skype, Zoom, Blue Jeans. There's a lot of different avenues to reach out to your people. I know one of our team members this weekend is going to play board games with their family members through Zoom and have family interaction, but at a safe distance. So until next week, we will have this live session Monday through Friday. We are looking at bringing in some guest speakers as well to help you all through this time. Have a great weekend. Remember, you get to make the choice. And we'll talk to you on Monday. Talk to you all later. Bye.